Hey Melissa, thanks for sending over the update email and the 3 videos. I figured it'd be easy if I do a screen recording going over your videos so you can kind of see the things that I'm seeing, and maybe even look at your videos from a third person perspective if you didn't look at them. So we'll start here with the 2-second pause video. So the first thing I noticed is you do try and pull the shoulder blades together a little bit and create a little bit of arch and drop your feet down. But I want to see if you can be a little bit more deliberate and really trying to pull your shoulder blades together and down as far back into the bench, but also try and pull your shoulders this way towards your hips as much as you can. Or if you want to do it the other way, you set your shoulders first and then try and pull your hips as much as you can towards your shoulders. So you're really trying to bring these 2 points closer together, really get that chest up and get a bigger arch. And then the other thing you can work on is instead of just dropping your feet down wherever it feels comfortable, seeing if you can kind of pull them back a little bit more so you can get this angle where this foot is a little bit further underneath the hips. And then the other thing you want to do is you want to be driving your toes through the front of your shoes the entire time. So we'll go to the actual set now and look at the reps. Down here in the bottom, elbow position is good. You're nice and tucked in. Forearm position is good as well, nice and vertical. Um, good touch on the chest. Nice long pause and a good press up. Same thing with that rep. And same thing with that rep. There's things that you can work on as well with the leg drive. I'll show it a little bit more in the other video, but just off this first video, I want to show you the big thing is just trying to put a little bit more effort into the setup. We're trying to get these 2 points closer to each other, either pulling the shoulder back more towards the hips or trying to pull the hips back more that way and trying to bring your feet back more and then driving the toes through the front of the shoes. So we'll go into a little bit more detail in this one, the 145-pound set. So same thing, really trying to squeeze those shoulder blades, pull them towards your hips, bring your feet underneath you more, and drive those toes through the front of your shoes. So now when you're driving those toes through the front of your shoes, here, all right, so by pushing this way to the right in this video, it's going to be pushing your body here to the left. So what it's going to be doing is pushing your weight up here and onto your shoulders and on your traps. So it's going to get more of your weight onto this location here. It's also going to push your body up a little bit more. So your chest will be a little bit higher than if you're relaxed and drop down. And so that will give you a better place to touch and a higher place to touch. And just like your chest coming up, it's also going to bring your hips up a little bit. So as you see in the video, is sometimes you're relaxed and the hips are down. And then once the bar is going to come off your chest and you're pressing, then that's when you drive your feet and you drive your hips up. But we want to be putting that pressure of our toes through the front of our shoes, pushing to the right the entire time from when you unrack the bar through the descent, through the press, and through all the reps until you rack it again to maintain this tightness and keep all the weight up here. So here you can kind of see that the hips relax and then they shoot up. And then again, the hips relax and then they shoot up. And you can see the same thing like your quads are relaxed and then you're driving the quads. But you want to keeping some pressure the entire time. You don't want to be relaxed. So let's say you push with your feet 75% the entire time. So you're maintaining that 75% of your maximum force the entire time to maintain these hips up, maintain the chest up, and the weight on the traps. And then once you bring the bar down to your chest and you go to press, then you can push even further if you're able to. As far as the actual upper body portion, just like in the last video, the 2 count, elbow position is good, touch point is good, the pauses were good. The third one was maybe a little bit quick, but the other ones were nice and long. So this one right here may have been a little bit faster than the other ones, but not bad. And then this fourth one again was good, and the weight moved well. Looked like you could have done 2 more reps for sure, maybe 3 more reps. But what we really want to focus on right now is that leg drive that you said you're having trouble with, and then trying to get as big of an arch as possible. So we want to do that stuff with a little bit of lighter weights so it's easier to work on a technique at the same time rather than working with maximum weights and everything just kind of falling apart. All right, and then we'll go to this last video, which shows a little bit extra on the whole leg drive and tightness. So you don't see it as much on the previous videos, but on this video, if you just look at your heel, you'll see the heel starts to come up and then you push it down. Heel comes up and then you push it down. So again, it comes to the whole relaxing the hips a little bit. And then in this case, as you're relaxing the hips, you're lifting your heels up a little bit. It could be that you're maybe like tightening the hips or something like that, or tightening the calves and maybe with a lighter weight, so you weren't focusing as much, but you're slowly picking up your heels in the competition. If they see the heels come up, then they'll give you a red light for that. So you want to maintain the feet flat on the ground. But on top of that, if the feet aren't flat on the ground, then you're not getting the amount of leg drive that we want. So you're not pushing through the entire foot, and you're losing some of that force transfer. Um, so another thing people sometimes will do on the flip side when the weight does get hard and it gets heavy is they'll try and lift the feet up and then push down further to try and get like a little more leg drive or maybe get their hips up more. Sometimes their hips come up off the ground, off the bench. So what we want to do is really focus on driving with the feet the entire time. Like I said, from when you unrack it until you rack it. Um, there's not like a percentage, but like I said, if you can get 75%, if you can get a lot of force into driving the toes through the front of your shoes and then keeping the feet flat on the ground, then you're going to be able to maintain this whole position the entire time. And so that way you won't lose the arch, you won't lose your hip position, and you'll be able to have leg drive through the whole movement. The point of the leg drive from when you unrack it and during the centering like that is maintaining that tightness and like I said, maintaining the higher chest position. And then trying to drive even further on the press helps us with pushing the bar back into the position that we want it to go. So just something to focus on is not letting the technique fall apart and not getting too relaxed with the lower body. But just like the other sets, this one moved well as well. So those are just some little things to work on and think about, and hopefully that helps you kind of think about leg drive a little bit better. Is that driving your toes to the front of your shoes is thinking about more of a horizontal movement. So in this case, you're horizontally pushing your toes to the right, which is going to push your body up the bench towards the left to get to the weight distribution that we want and maintaining the tightness that we want. All right, hope that helps you out.